It's another weekend and we're back with the program live from Abuja. This is a mixture of politics, human angle stories, entertainment and lifestyle, of course sports. So just relax and of course the show begins now.
Let's talk about bread, and some questions that come to mind is, what is life without bread? Is there an alternative to bread? Who knows?
Indeed, what is life without bread?
I'm a bread lover.
Bread is one of the most staple foods in Nigeria, and in recent times, the high cost of the commodity has been biting hard on consumers. Master bakers and caterers are also not left out. Now they are threatening to embark on strike due to the high cost of production. TVC News Ellen Osamide seeks answers to some of these challenges they're facing at this time.
Bread is a common food on the table of most Nigerians. It is consumed by both the rich and the poor. It can be enjoyed with tea, for some with fried egg, butter or other kinds of accompaniments. For many Nigerians, they cannot bear the absence of bread in their meal for a day.
First, my food, I eat bread every blessing day because I don't feel stand no bread for my life because I like bread, because bread the whole my belly. I will eat in the morning, eat in the night, eat any meat.
I like bread because you can eat it with anything. You can eat it with akara, you can eat it with noodles, you can take it with tea, you can eat it with stew, and let me just say, it's something that you don't need to stress yourself. You just get it from the supermarket or you get it from a store nearby, and it is anything you have at home.
But this meal is about to be taken out of the menu because of the current economic downturn. This has also impacted the pricing, quality and sizes of these food items.
I used to buy bread 800, but the last time I bought bread was 1.5. Yes, the quality reduced. It's not as soft as before.
There's this bread I used to eat very well. It was 600 then, but now the last time I got it was 1.5. The quality has reduced, like it's not as succulent as before. I think there's not enough butter, the sugar, everything has reduced, and it's not as big as before.
The producers are not happy about the situation. Ishaq Ibrahim is the chairman of the Association of Master Bakers and Caterers of Nigeria. He narrates how the high cost of baking materials has led to the shutdown of many bakeries in the FCT.
I remember flour mills are declaring billions of naira as profit, but we are dying. Even we that are doing the job, we are only buying flour for them. We buy other things, we coordinate other things for us to make a loaf of bread. But at the end of the day, we are the ones that are suffering. They are smiling, suffering and smiling. Go.
Because when prices are skyrocketing every now and then, it even becomes very difficult for for individual bakers to even take the issue. The irony of the thing that when there is a 5,000 increment today, before you think over the night that what am I going to do, another one will kick in tomorrow. So we are unable to even take the issue.
He states that the association is set to withdraw their services from the 27th of February 2024 if the government fails to meet their demands, which includes the liberalization of flour and sugar importation, reduction of import duties on major baking materials such as flour, sugar, butter, yeast and others, provision of concessionary forecast exchange of flour millers and other stakeholders, and reduction of tariff on imported wheat and sugar.
We are suffering on taxation from both federal, state, and even the local government, area councils when you come to FCT. The taxations are so many. If a bakery with one technical partner, you know, the worst situation in FCT is that their tax collection is done by private tax collectors. If one private tax collector is demanding for 1 million from a bakery in FCT, then what are you talking about? And they have almost 13 taxes unnecessarily, repetition. So I think there's need for all them to harmonize it. And why don't we even have tax holiday? So that it will cushion the effect of all these increases. If there's tax holiday, at least we too will have some relief in such a way that we can make our product a little bit cheaper.
As the set date draws near, they look forward to having a fruitful discussion with the government. Bread is an easy go-to meal. There is need for the government to meet with these bakers to ensure they do not withdraw their services and the quality of the bread remain intact for the satisfaction of many Nigerians. Helen Osamede Kings, TVC News, Abuja.
Is bread gradually going into extinction? We've seen an increase in prices of bread over the last few years, and now it's selling above 1,000 naira. Anyway, for more on this disturbing development, we are now joined live in the studio by the chairman, Master Bakers and Caterers of Nigeria FCT's chapter, Mr. Ishaq Abdul Karim. Thank you for joining. Now, bread for many Nigerians is a go-to food, and now there's economic hardship affecting the cost of bread. And Masters Bakers are taking a position and a stance on this, almost declaring a down tooling. What do you make of this?
Yes, bakers also go to the market. When you go to market, what you get is what you translate for you to be able to make out something out of it. It's unfortunate that now we are not even making anything out of it. Rather, we are going into debt because most of our members have closed their bakeries. Just imagine.
But there's an astronomical increase in the prices of bread. Are you not making do with that profit margin to buy the things you use for
I will
making
give you
this
just
bread?
a short example of what transpired yesterday. I paid for a bag of Dano milk on Monday, 136,000. Yesterday, it was sold to me with addition of 41,000 naira increase over what it was on Monday. How do I cope with 41,000 just within a day or two? How much are we buying a bag of flour? A bag of flour before now was 38,000 naira. As I'm speaking with you, as at last week, it was 45,000 naira. Today is 51,000 naira. Sugar is 82,000 naira. Last week, it was 72,000 naira. How do we cope? The power, what do I call it? Diesel. Diesel today is 1,500 naira per liter. So all these index are part of what you will use for the production of bread.
So sadly, this is the case in every other sector, and we could go on and on if we are to be counting costs. But how do you think you master bakers can close the margin of production cost?
We have said it much before now that they should open the channel of supplies. What I mean is this: you can imagine if 3 people are into supplying flour and sugar into the country, there's bound to be a kind of monopoly in the market. Please let them liberalize it. Once it is liberalized, anybody can buy and bring. Even we want to do like my independent marketers when you come to petroleum units. Independent marketers today are even more stronger than major marketers who are foreigners. We want to develop. Master bakers will be interested in bringing in sugar, flour, and other ingredients we are using for ourselves so that we can compete with the big boss. I think one of the reasons that we are much in the trouble is because, I don't know, millers are complaining that federal government are putting too much taxes for them. But we don't know. But we have been agitating to federal government to please reduce their taxes so that the price of these commodities would be a little bit down for masses to be able to afford bread.
Now, sir, has there been a situation where you've had an interface, a proper official interface with the government or relevant authorities with regards to this?
Yeah, I think the national body of the association, I was part of the delegate that went to Federal Ministry of Trade and Investment more than 5 times. I can count it. We are talking of how government will intervene before now so that all these things will not happen. But unfortunately, nothing was done, and this thing is becoming more and more alarming.
So, sir, what do you think is the way forward? What is bread selling for as at today? And is there a situation where we'll experience an increase in the price?
In fact, as I'm talking to you in FCT, we increased sometimes this month, on the 8th of this month. At that time, a bag of flour was 38,000 naira. Now, the bag of flour is 51,000 naira. A bag of sugar is 82,000 naira. A bag of Dano milk is 186,000. When we increased, it was 136 Dano. So do you think that we can survive that? Even diesel as at that time, it was 1,200, 1,250. Now it is 1,500. How do we survive it? LPG, because most of us are not using local production method. This LPG, cooking gas, how much is a kg now? Everything has gone up. Even the yeast we are buying. I went to buy yeast in the market now. They are telling me yeast is 50,000. As at last week, it was 40,000. Today, it's 50,000 as I'm speaking to you. A carton of margarine that we are buying 25,000. Now it's 40,000 as I'm speaking with you here right away. So how do we break even? So the only way we can break even is if government will intervene and these prices of these commodities will come down. We are always willing to. And you should know, apart from federal government, bakeries are the largest employers of labor. If we shut down for one day, a lot of homes will go hungry. Why? Not because they are buying bread. I'm talking in terms of employment. No bakery, no matter how small it is, will have less than 10 persons along the value chain. So you can imagine, like I said, 50 bakeries in FCT have closed. How many people are out of employment? So we don't want to go. We are still looking forward to see that government do something so that we will avert going for anything. That's what we are.
Thank you very, very much, Mr. Ishaq Abdul Karim, the president of FCT Master Bakers and Caterers Association. If you are going to put it rightly, would you suggest a subsidy of ingredient that you used to make bread?
Yes, that would be interesting. If government can subsidize, there are countries that are subsidizing for food security. If it is done here, we'll gladly clap our hands and embrace it. We want something that will give relief to us. And let me tell you, there are other opportunities that are given to other organizations. But we don't have the opportunity to get it. I was wondering, cement just took only 3 weeks to increase, but they have addressed it today. From 13,000 or 12,000, now they say the cement will be 7,000. Why can't they address our own as well? Those are the challenges. I think government needs to look into all sectors that are providing employment for Nigerians so that we can be able to develop.
Is there an alternative to bread?
Yes, of course.
What is it?
Cassava.
Okay.
But we're not 100% though. Only 10% of cassava can go into wheat so that we can begin to produce more of cassava. 10% of cassava will go into wheat. That is to say 10% importation of wheat is reduced. So I wish and we pray that government will intervene. There are a lot of programs on cassava. Presently, there's another one on sweet potato. They call it, sweet potato. Let me put it like that. Orange flesh potato, that's the name. If there's a program now, they are trying to include potato into wheat so that it will be more nutritious for people to buy and eat.
A very fine place to leave it, Mr. Abdul Karim Ishaq. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Now it's time to take you through some top stories in Nigeria and around the world. In Nigeria, President Bola Tinubu has directed the immediate settlement of over 342 million naira outstanding electricity bill due to the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company. Interesting. Accumulation of bill.
Most Nigerians are saying even the seat of power is owing AEDC money. How much more of me and you?
That's interesting anyways.
And Nigeria's unemployment rate increased significantly in the third quarter of 2023, rising by 0.8% from the second quarter, and that's according to the National Bureau of Statistics.
The Nigerian Agricultural Quarantine Service deploys more officers to land and sea borders to stop hoarders and smugglers of food items and other agricultural produce.
I saw some trailer shots of people trying to take
food items.
Yes, from I think it was one of this transport major cement.
As a matter of fact, the vice president, I remember the vice president
stuffs to other neighboring countries.
I remember the vice president talking about it, that almost like 45 of those trucks were actually stopped. Trying to cross into another country.
But do you perhaps think there are stuffs that other people from these neighboring countries actually paid for to be sent to them?
In the next couple of weeks, we know how that pans out.
Well, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission arrests 2 more Chinese expatriates over alleged illegal mining activities.
I think these illegal mining activities really need to be
It's
considered.
been running over the years, and you find out that in most of our bushes, we have Chinese settlements there. You never can tell what you find.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission rates well-known bureau de change market in Wuse Zone 4 Abuja, targeting the operators and accusing dealers of supporting Naira speculators. You know, the funniest part, doing a story on this, sometimes these bureau de change operators collide with some politicians where they store up money.
Don't you just think that the government needs to do more on its own policies rather than focusing on these people? Well, when I travel to some places, you don't see people selling foreign currencies just by the roadside like we have it here.
I think one of those policies also dealing with the bureau de change operators.
Well, the House of Representatives to debate state police bill investigate closure of multinational firms $37.8 million NNPC Nigerian Ajib Oil Company joint venture.
I think this is a topic that we really need to talk about, state police. Now to this sad story, a very sad one. A zookeeper at the Nigerian University has been killed by one of the lions he had been looking after for close to a decade. Olabode Olawuyi, who was in charge of the Obafemi Awolowo University Zoo, was attacked as he was feeding the lions.
A very sad story. The federal government says it is setting up the E-Gates facility at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, located in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, and that's according to the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji Ojo, who made this known through his official X account.
Good news.
Let's see how that translates.
Interesting. And of course, in Niger State, students at the Federal University of Technology are seriously complaining of the growing cost of decent accommodation outside their campuses. The students are now accusing some landlords and real estate agents of exploiting them due to the lack of sufficient hostel accommodation on campus. So with all these allegations in mind, Charami Bamayi visited the school to find out the true state of things in that area.
Like now, these are our lodge. It was like 160. I was still renting it like when I was in 300 level. But now the current price is 275.
That's a 71% increase in just 2 years. Yakub's story resonates among many students who pay a huge fee to rent a room off campus at the Federal University of Technology in Mina. For many others, they cannot even find an affordable accommodation close to school. At a pre-convocation press briefing at the institution, the Vice Chancellor of the university acknowledged that accommodation is one of the challenges in the school.
Reaching out to our alumni, friends and stakeholders with the means to consider supporting us in providing hostel accommodation as the population of students keep increasing. We welcome genuine private investors who are interested in engaging in a public-private partnership for this endeavor.
Out of more than 26,000 students, the school hostel can only accommodate less than 5,000, leaving a question begging for an answer. What about the other 19,000 students? That's where my story begins. Directly opposite the Federal University of Technology, Mina, is the host community called Gidankwano. The community is a rural community without some basic infrastructure and social amenities, except for the Federal University of Technology that moved its permanent site here. I drove around the neighborhood in a tricycle, moving from one lodge to another, comparing prices. I saw that the quality of building or available facility in some houses does not commensurate with the rent. Most of the rooms here are single rooms, self-contained. For example, this one cost 240,000 naira, and it was so poorly designed that the shower is positioned directly on the toilet seat. The occupant here has clearly nowhere to stand to have a bath.
How are you supposed to shower? Are these meant for flushing?
No building regulations.
220,000 naira for a lot that there's no wardrobe, no kitchen cabinet. You really want to fix everything, and even the condition of the house. This is no POP, everything, and this is a very serious issue because the things are just going. There's going to school and coming back here is 500 naira per day. Not even about eating and the rest. Not to talk of the house accommodation again.
Just close to this apartment is another one where a room, a parlor and a kitchen, toilet and bathroom cost a whooping 750,000 naira, and a single room goes for 450,000 naira. Yet, students are paying for it. Outside this area, many people do not pay this much to rent a house. Nothing special here. The house is not furnished, no alternative source of power or generator, only constant water supply and a gate man. At this apartment with over 50 rooms, the fee is 275,000 for a single room self-contained. Although expensive, some students that live here find the way of augmenting this money by either pairing with another student or engaging in small businesses. Olamilekun Yusuf is an engineering student that uses machine learning to create computer-assisted devices.
Gas level monitoring and leakage detection system, whereby you can monitor the level of your gas and also to know if your gas is leaking remotely while you're not at home. So I do hands-on experience such as embedded system, computer vision, and AI, and also machine learning, whereby we do projects like we bring ideas into reality in our department. For example, now undergraduate projects and also postgraduate projects.
Monthly income fluctuates, but per cloth, I sell like 10,000 naira for one cloth. So it fluctuates based on how many orders I get in a month. Then if I sell wristwatches on the side as well, or rings or any other thing I sell on the side. So is that?
On campus, the student union government is enraged by the attitude of landlords, which they consider to be exploitative, and they want the school authority to intervene. I met with Dr. Bashiru Ganiu, who is the Dean of Student Affairs. He is in charge of student accommodation. He says the solution to the accommodation crisis is to have more private individuals invest in building hostels inside the school.
All right, because university, we cannot accommodate all the students, looking at the dwindling resources, very meager resources that come from government. And how much are we even charging as school fee? I want to believe FUT Mina school fees is the cheapest in the country. We are charging 39,900, which is far less than what parents paid in nursery and primary school. And that is for one session, for a whole year university. You get the point? So they bought land, they built those houses, and they fix what they want to fix. Now, what we can do is, and what we have even attempted to do in the past, is that, yes, we notice the way people charge. We are trying to, we made an attempt to see that, okay, we come in as to serve as middlemen.
Deficit in accommodation is oftentimes not a new challenge for most Nigerian universities, as the universities are not able to provide enough accommodation on campus for their students, who now turn to their host communities to get accommodation. Now landlords and developers are taking advantage of this challenge by exploiting the students and their parents. What can be done to avert this and bring the landlords to table of compromise as they too complain of the high cost of building materials? Chanemi Bameyi, TVC News, Mina.
So, Abidal, you did a story on water in Kwara State, and it's been generating a lot of news. Reactions have been coming. I remember you talking about it, but tell us what inspired it exactly.
My journey from here to Otte town in Kwara State as a local government was an interesting one. And you know, passion, they say, drives what we do. And when passion drives you, I think you do what you're doing very well. That particular town became an interest for me after I stumbled on a story about a community without water for decades. And when we got there, it is, as they say, they've not had water, and you can imagine they are losing people year in, year out due to this challenge. And we've also had some philanthropists reaching out to us that they want to provide Omidoyin with water, and that in itself is the impact we expect for press stories like this. Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at the report.
48 years old Rafatu Musa comes to the place where deceased members of her family were buried. She still mourns their death after many years. They died of illnesses caused by the lack of potable drinking water. Rafatu lives here in Omidoyin, a rural community in Otte, as a local government area of Kwara State, north-central Nigeria. This community once had a dam that was the major source of water for the entire area and contiguous communities. In Omidoyin, Shata, Akokpari, Idibo, and Ishara, water is a luxury that even money can't buy. Every day they walk kilometers through this footpath to their only source of water.
We are on our way to the only source of water for this community, which is a muddy pool. The water is extremely bad. Check it out. So now, tẹ́bá wá ní àárọ̀ lẹ́ ó lè ti sun jáde dé àbí, so òun lẹ máa pọn.
Musa Akombi is the Mogaji of Omidoyin community. The rural dwellers here look up to him for leadership, but one thing he cannot guarantee is the availability and access to potable water.
When there is dry season, we are always looking for where to dig to get water. We wake up as early as 4 a.m. to rush to the paddle to get the first fetch. We then buy alum and use it to purify it.
The people in these communities are predominantly farmers, and they grow tubers like yam and cassava.
This community thrives mainly on rain-fed agriculture, but probably not only the humans are denied of water, but also their crops.
Rafatu Musa tells me how the lack of water has affected their hygiene and sanitation. This is our only source of water, and we don't drink it and feel okay. Our children are always sick and stooling. Sometimes we buy pure water when we have the money. The decline of the lower Niger River basin has also contributed greatly to the drying up of major dams in the country. This can be attributed to rising temperature due to climate change, but particularly a poor maintenance of the dam and other infrastructure. Rafiu Karim, just like several others in this community, is bereaved. His brother died of typhoid fever. He fears that many more people will die of typhoid fever, cholera, dysentery, and other waterborne diseases.
When the incident happened, this is the water we are drinking. Our village has been enjoying government water since its existence. But for over 30 years now, we don't know what it feels like to have water rushing from the pipe.
This area was once the place villagers lived for centuries. Now they have migrated closer to their source of water, and some have moved out of here to other communities. The plight of this community began when the water infrastructure was neglected and left to rot. Now they have been without water for more than 2 decades, and they look forward to a time when water will bring back life to their community.
Let's talk about something you may wish to try in the coming days, and that is the Arabian tea, which is a mixture of flavors from natural leaves, herbs and roots. And for those seeking a healthy living, then this tea is probably for you.
Of course, the Arabian tea tastes really nice when you serve with lime, orange, and natural honey. Funny spot. So in the next piece, we will talk through the nutritional value of what it takes and how spicy the drink is.
It was my official trip, and my plan was to visit a relaxation spot, and Gimbia Street was recommended to me by my colleagues. This street has more than 10 restaurants and drinking bars on the stretch, with foods on different tables bought by customers here. I observed that nearly all the tables had a jug of tea on them, with people drinking amber-colored tea with a small cups. It is called Arabian tea. So, what is an Arabian tea? I decided to approach the supervisor at this shop. His name is Sadiq, the young man managing the affairs of Arabian tea shop here. The MBA degree holder took the crew through the process of making the tea, from boiling the ingredients together until it is well infused, giving desired aroma, before serving both the unsweetened and the sweetened tea with honey and dates.
It reduces all this malaria, typhoid, high blood pressure, and so on. It remedies stress. When you walk, you're tired. If you take this tea, you feel very strength. Your strength will be regained. And also, it reduces all the risk of high calories, one without the sugar. So more especially for those that have high blood pressure, I would recommend the one with 0 sugar for them. And the children,
usually after you have gone around to go and do all your day-to-day runnings, you come back here, relax yourself, take 2-3 cups of tea, relax your nerves. Then you feel fresh again. Once you go back home, sleep off, you feel more relaxed. And then just like somebody restarting again for the next day. I take it almost on a daily basis, except if I'm not in Abuja or I'm so busy that I cannot be able to be here. I take more of the normal than even the double itself. Double is time to time that I usually take it. Because like the normal, you use it and use a little bit of lime on it, while double you take it without lime. So this is the difference they have, and the taste itself give that time now give you the difference that you are expecting.
When I take it, I know that definitely after taking it clean your system. That's one good thing with the Arabian tea. It clean your system, so it make you light. Like in the evening like this, when you take it, you go and sleep and you feel relaxed.
This spot is a major selling point of the area. A lot of persons, especially men, come here to drink tea every day because of its medicinal value. As a regular jug of the Arabian tea goes for 1,500 naira. In case you are interested in the one believed to boost and enhance libido, then simply ask them for the tea known as double double, which is sold for 2,500 naira.
It's very cheap for everybody to afford. It's not about the price, it's about the usefulness in the body. Wow. I believe anything that if you know how it functions in your body, if you are rich or you are from the high level, you will like something that will help you. But as for our price is very affordable. As you can see, a jug we are selling it highest 2,500. That is the one that has double ingredients.
I take the one with honey. I don't take the one with sugar. I enjoy taking it with honey. So when you take it, you mix it with honey with the lime you're seeing. So it's clean your system.
I went to Southwest and some eastern states. You will see once it is evening time, everybody go to beer parlors where to hang out. But with this tea, now you are more relaxed and you cannot take it and you get drunk. So you cannot take it and go out of your senses. You are only going to take it at the stage of the normal distance to even balance your system and the rest. I'm advising that, okay, let people also give it, most especially those that take too much alcohol, should also shift to the other base and try the tea. Maybe it will be a substituted means for them than the alcohol they are taking.
After spending quality time at this spot, I was able to meet Alhaji Muhammad, the big name behind this Arabian tea shop, who said the tea was not only for libido, but also helps the body to clear junk. He also confirmed that he came up with the popular lexicon, double double. Mr. Muhammad outlined the health benefits of Arabian tea, which is also known as golden tea.
Arabian tea is natural. We have about 25 to 28 different varieties inside. We have central leaf, we have nana leaf, we have lemongrass, we have ginger, we have garlic. We are calling people that they are taking alcohol to stop taking alcohol. Arabian tea is medicinal. Arabian tea is natural. And that is why all over the world, if you go, the first thing that they will give you is tea.
Oluwashubomi Yejide is a nutritionist, and she speaks more on nutritional values of the Arabian tea.
Arabian tea is very good for you if you are looking to lose some weight, right? Because it contains some property that helps with weight loss. It's also good for detoxing. It has some antioxidant components that help to detox the body from all the things that it doesn't want. It also aids with digestion.
By 9 p.m., the entire place was filled with people, even as the number of young ladies sitting in groups was steadily increasing. Beyond the relaxation spot, the tea can be served at meetings, parties, and other gatherings before a meal or sometimes after meal. So, would you like to give the hot spicy drink a try?
girl child in Nigeria, like other African countries, is faced with a lot of challenges, from female genital mutilation, early marriage, insecurity, out-of-school children, human trafficking, among others. A report by UNICEF shows that 7.6 million Nigerian girls are out of school, representing 3.9 million at primary school level and 3.7 million at junior secondary school level, and 48% are in Northwest and Northeast. Various administrations have tried their best to advocate girl-child empowerment, but has not yielded much results.
I know it's a very interesting story.
This is why the Nigerian creative industry have decided to step in by using film and creativity to raise awareness for the cause of the girl child. At this movie premiere, members of the creative industry want to create an environment where the voices and talents of girls are nurtured and celebrated.
Well, I think in our system, in our climb now, when you talk about vulnerability, so many people are existing in that climb actually. And it requires collective responsibility, not necessarily the government. Everybody must have to, all hands must be on deck for us to assist, empower, guide the girl child to achieve her dreams.
The important thing is that you have to protect your child. You must really fully protect your child, because we live in a society now where, it breaks my heart to see women with their female children begging. It really breaks my heart, and I think we just have to do more, privately and publicly, to do more to protect.
We have always encouraged practitioners of entertainment practitioners to use their good platform, to mount advocacy in favor of the girl child.
Issue of gender-based violence against the girl child is something of emergency. The girl child is actually right now the endangered species. So I'm looking more at the government. Why are they endangered? Because the empowerment is not as much as it is supposed to be. Like I said in an interview yesterday, the government need to quickly go back to the curriculum of the schools and infuse skill acquisition. That way, when the young girl comes out, she has something. I don't know, I'm zeroing down on them because it's my concern. That's not to say that the young boys should go to places or anything, but I'm more concerned because that's my constituency.
The group wants Nigerians to know that this movie is beyond just entertainment, but dedicated to uplifting the girl child in Nigeria. They want Nigerians from all walks of life to work for a brighter and more inclusive future for the girl child. Mariam Mohammed, TVC News, Abuja.
To speak more on the growing movie industry and the rise in female directors and producers is a filmmaker and director in her own right. Nerot joins me in the studio. Nerot, it's nice to have you here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Okay, filmmaking in Nigeria is a big business, a big industry. The movie industry is thriving hard. As a matter of fact, one of the things that generated income for Nigeria in the last 5 to 6 years. But one of the things that is also springing up is the advent of female filmmakers. Yeah. And they've taken the industry so vast in the last 10 years. Tell us, how do you think this happened in the last 10 years? What led to it?
Okay, thanks for having me. So this is a very interesting topic. I would say consistency and determination has brought us to where we are. We're not where we're supposed to be, but well, thankfully we're here already.
Okay.
And as we know, the first ever female director directed a film 128 years ago.
That was a long time.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
And it's, unfortunately, 128 years ago, and today we're here clapping hands for female directors. We should have gone way past that. Yes, but yeah, thankfully we're here. Like I said, determination and consistency is what has brought us here.
How do you handle it, and do you think that there needs to be a punishment for it?
Okay, so fortunately, we have less of that. Arguably, we have less of that now than we used to have in the past. I think people are beginning to warm up to the fact that there are a lot of female filmmakers now in the industry. It used to be so bad that a male actor wouldn't take directions from a female director. It used to be that bad.
Yeah.
I've heard of cases, I've not experienced any personally, but I've heard from friends where some male character or some male actor who believes strongly in his tradition and not taking directions from women, and suddenly there's this woman on set telling him, okay, no, you do this and do that, and he's looking like, okay, no, I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
So we've had cases like that, lots of cases. I've had a case where I was directing a TV series, and they brought these actors on set, and one of the actors came to meet me, and he was talking, and he's saying that he's been here waiting for the director and blah, blah, blah. And of course, for him, the director has to be a man. And he just kept talking about how the director has kept them here. Why would he do that? And blah, blah, blah. And I just let him talk. And we just laughed over it. And then he was asking me if I've met the director. Because he thought I was an actor on set. For crying out loud, do I look like an actor?
Well, you look like one.
I wish.
But how does that make you feel?
So and when he asked me, and I just told him, I said, I'm the director, and you could see the shock. Wow. And he looked at me, and he was like, you?
He's trying to size you up.
Yeah, you get you. and I've gotten that a couple of times, you get. But then, like I said, it's not as prominent as it used to be. It's kind of, people are warming up to it. And in terms of if there should be punishment for it or not, it depends on what the case is. Is it sexual assault? Is it when it gets physical and all that? Yeah, there should be punishment for it. But no, I'm not going to punish you for looking down on me because I'm female. No, you deal with it. It's your issue. It's not mine.
So let me just ask you this final question. You spoke about how the numbers are very small for the female filmmakers.
Yeah.
What do you think needs to be done, and how do you think that this needs to be addressed?
Okay. So interestingly, interestingly and beautifully, when you have a female producer or a female director on set, more than 50% of your crew members are female. Yes.
You serious?
It happens all the time, consciously or unconsciously. It happens all the time.
Why does that happen?
So there's this thing about female. There's this thing about women that you just kind of attract a woman as well. You want a woman to be there. You feel like, because we know ourselves, we know the things we can do. We know that when we get out to do stuff, we get them done. So when I'm a producer, I would want to have a female producer as well. I want to have a female crew member, a female sound engineer, a female cinematographer, female costumier, female makeup artist. You get so interestingly. So that's where this comes to play. When you say, how do we get to recruit more female filmmakers into the industry? And we're doing it. So the more females you have, the more females you get into the industry. So it's a win-win.
I hope that you guys are not trying to take over from the male.
If the gates are open, we walk in.
Okay, thank you very much, Nerod.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on the program. And that, of course, is Nerod, who will join us on the program to talk about filmmaking, and most especially for female filmmakers in Nigeria. The program continues.